Renegade Immortal Chapter 591. The Heaven Commander-in-Chief is moved. Hello, welcome back to my channel, Books with AR. However, right now, it is impossible for you to take my arm. The golden-armored man took a deep breath before looking at Wang Lin and shaking his head. If you can ring it 15 times, then I swear to the sky demon that I'll cut off my arm for you. If you can't do it, then shut up. If you continue to be noisy, don't blame me for dealing with you. The golden-armored man let out a cold snort. Wang Lin coldly looked at the golden-armored man. This man's cultivation level was very high. When Wang Lin withstood that golden lance, he could tell that this man's cultivation level was at the peak of the mid-stage of Ascendant, only one sliver away from the late stage. Although this person's cultivation level was only one level above the Xuan Vice Commander-in-Chief's, Wang Lin, this level was an extremely wide gap. This was only secondary, though. The most important thing was that the spell the golden-armored man cultivated was extremely tyrannical. When Wang Lin withstood the Sun Lance, he immediately noticed the mysterious force behind that power. This golden-armored man's spell was related to the Yang Flame. This spell, combined with his cultivation, made him stand at the top of mid-stage ascendant cultivators. He was even strong enough to fight against an average late-stage ascendant cultivator. It would be very hard to defeat him. Of course, battling this person during day and night times would also differ greatly. If it was at noon, then Wang Lin would lose without a doubt. But if Wang Lin were to battle him at night and in a place with powerful yin energy, it would be easier. Wang Lin withdrew his gaze and no longer bothered with the golden-armored man. Then his gaze fell on the demon drum instead. He had already rung it 8 times, and the rebound from the 8th time had broken through almost 3,000 layers of life seals. Even if Mo Lihai can't enter, I have already rung it 8 times. At most, I only need to ring it once more to enter top 10 and not continue. If I go further and get injured, it wouldn't be worth it. However, when I ring this drum, it stirs my mind. It gives me the same feeling that I get when I listen to the zither music by the riverside. Could it be that ringing this drum also helps my Tao? Ringing this drum doesn't follow my Tao, but the rebound the drum gives is a type of defying. The force I use to ring the drum is following the heaven's will, but the rebound is defying the heavens. This following and then defying creates a mysterious heavenly cycle. Wang Lin's eyes revealed a mysterious light as he stared at the drum. At this moment, he no longer hesitated. He took a deep breath and hit the drum. Dong! The 9th ring came from the drum. The rebound from the drum entered his body like a flood. This was a defying force, and as it passed through Wang Lin, the life seals that were gathered on his body quickly shattered. 100, 800, 1,000, 2,200, 3,400, until more than 3,600 life seals dissipated. Although this force had been weakened greatly, more than half of the remaining force was still charging at Wang Lin. More than 3,700 life seals completely collapsed for the first time since Wang Lin obtained them. As the last life seal collapsed, the rebound force pierced into Wang Lin's body and moved within his meridians. It was as if Wang Lin's body was in a giant storm, as his body and clothes were violently fluttering backwards. His body involuntarily retreated backwards, 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, until the 19th step, where Wang Lin's right foot took a step back and stopped himself. His face turned red and took a few moments before returning to normal. After seeing this, the golden-armored man's heart relaxed a bit, and a sneer appeared once more. He thought to himself, "This child can't possibly ring it 15 times. This is just the 9th time, and he's reaching his limit. I can confirm that 10 times is his limit." The surroundings were completely silent. No one dared talk after the ninth ring of the bell echoed across the square. This result surpassed the #1 demon general, Mo Fi, and everyone knows that from this day forward, the name Wang Lin will shine in the Sky Demon country. It has to be said that the Demon Emperor didn't care where people are from. Wasn't the Heaven Commander-in-Chief also a cultivator? No one talked, and their eyes were all gathered at Wang Lin. Mo Li Hai stared at Wang Lin. His change in the past few months was simply too great. 9 times. I can't do it. Mo Li Hai let out a bitter sigh. As Wang Lin stood in the center of the square, all the surrounding gazes gathered at him, but he completely ignored the gazes. Right now, his expression was gloomy and unsettled, and he slowly frowned. After the rebound force was weakened by more than 3,700 life seals, the amount that entered Wang Lin's body was not much. He only had to cycle a bit of his celestial energy to return to normal. But at the moment the rebound force entered Wang Lin's body, he immediately noticed a strange aura within the rebound force. It contained an unyielding and extremely arrogant spirit. Anyone that dared to provoke it would suffer its relentless attack. Even if the sky collapsed on it, it would hold the sky up and then pierce it. This was the intent from this aura. Wang Lin muttered, "Defying. I was wrong before. Using the life seals to resist this defying force was the same as resisting my own defiant nature in my heart." Wang Lin's eyes revealed a mysterious force. Then his entire person became very refined as he silently looked at the demon drum. At this moment, the Heaven Commander-in-Chief once again opened his eyes slightly and looked at Wang Lin. Wang Lin pondered for a long time before taking a step forward, then another, then another. After 19 steps, he arrived before the demon drum. Wang Lin didn't immediately ring the drum, but used this palm to gently touch it, feeling its rough surface. Slivers of unyielding intent slowly entered Wang Lin through his palm. He slowly closed his eyes. At this moment, he seemed to fuse with the demon drum, and his aura slowly disappeared. The golden-armored man frowned. Then he sneered and said, "Trying to act all mysterious, huh? If just touching the drum would let you ring it 15 times, then the servants cleaning the drum every day could ring it over 100 times. Ridiculous." He wasn't the only one who had this thought. Even the commander-in-chief saw frowned as well. The Swan commander-in-chief was quite puzzled. What is this child doing? One of the commander-in-chiefs chuckled. Can this cultivator communicate with the demon drum? The only female among the commander-in-chiefs, the universe commander-in-chief, softly said, "He is not communicating with it, but comprehending it. When I rang the demon drum, I also felt the aura within it. Could it be that you all have forgotten?" After she said that, the commander-in-chief's expressions became serious. The officials watching from the stands could no longer keep silent, and all began to softly whisper. Among the demon generals, Ma Fei's eyes lit up, and he stared at Wang Lin. He softly said, "Could it be that you felt that aura too?" At the moment Wang Lin closed his eyes, that unyielding aura became clear. This aura slowly gathered in his body and fused with his origin soul. He was completely immersed in this aura, and he thoroughly integrated himself with the demon drum. I'm not supposed to resist the defying aura from the drum. I'm supposed to merge with it instead. If I can comprehend this defying aura, then this rebound won't be able to injure me, and instead will help refine my body. Wang Lin opened his eyes. His eyes were now filled with clarity as he raised his hand and gently let it fall. Dung! The 10th ring from the drum echoed across the square. Wang Lin's body was immediately met with an unimaginable force from the drum. At this moment, Wang Lin withdrew his life seals, allowing the force to directly enter his body. The rebound force moved through his body like crazy, and black drops of sweat came out from the pores of his body. Wang Lin felt the refreshing feeling of his body being purified. It was a feeling that he hadn't felt since he reached the foundation establishment stage. However, this feeling didn't last long. The force inside his body suddenly became violent. As it moved through Wang Lin's body, it caused his face to turn pale. Marrow cleansing. This child is using the demon drum to cleanse his marrow. The various commander-in-chiefs were shocked. Not only them, but cries even came from the demon generals. Shi Xiao's gaze toward Wang Lin was filled with killing intent. He raised his hand many times, but hesitated, then lowered it. The golden-armored man's eyes became cold as he sneered and thought, marrow cleansing. This old man has followed the demon emperor for a long time, and the demon emperor did say that you can cleanse your marrow with the sound of the demon drum. However, that is only if you have a high enough cultivation level. Otherwise, if you try to cleanse by force, you will only seriously injure yourself. The Heaven Commander-in-Chief's eyes were now half open. He revealed a hint of disappointment, then closed his eyes once more. At the moment the Heaven Commander-in-Chief closed his eyes, he sighed in his heart. There is no need to observe this child anymore. Wang Lin's face was deathly pale, but his eyes were bright. There is some consciousness within this demon drum's defying force. If I were to completely fuse with it without a second thought, then although it would be considered defying, it would still be the path of the demon drum and not my own. I was injured by the marrow cleansing not because my cultivation is lacking, but because my Da is different. In this world, whether it is cultivators or other creatures, as long as they cultivate to defy the heavens, they all have their own defying nature. Although it is only the word defy, everyone has their own comprehension, and there are countless Da for it. Wang Lin's eyes lit up like never before. Although his expression was pale, at this moment it was as if his domain had fused with his body. The light in his eyes gradually disappeared and was replaced with sadness and loneliness. Then he raised his right hand and gently touched the demon drum. Dung! The 11th ring came from the drum. At this moment, a sad aura spread out from the drum. It echoed across the square, spreading far enough to even affect Sky Demon Town. The sadness in the echo from the drum was like the sadness of the zither music. It moved the heart. The sadness entered his soul formed a will, the will beat the drum, and the drum spread his Da. The sound of the drum contains intent. Impossible! This is impossible! How could this person achieve this? This is absolutely impossible. For the first time, the golden-armored man's expression completely changed. He subconsciously took several steps back and stared at Wang Lin. The Heaven Commander-in-Chief for the first time completely opened his eyes and stood up to look at Wang Lin. In the entire square, the only person that he had his attention was Wang Lin.